End Times Prophecy News Update. Hi guys, welcome back to another news update. I will have a live show set soon. Thank you to all my beautiful subscribers and people who share my videos. An extra special thank you to my channel members, my Patreons, or just any of those who have helped and spread my videos, shared my videos, or helped the channel in any way. You guys are the bomb diggity. Alright, let's jump right into the Signs of the Times End Times news update. Don't forget to subscribe and give that video a quick like, guys. Expanding Western drought sets a 122-year-old record. Scientists, experts warn of shrinking reservoirs and rivers, leading to water rationing and heightened fire risks. A devastating drought has spread virtually throughout the entire western United States, setting a 122-year record, scientists say. Almost 90% of the region is now considered to be in drought. California, Florida, fish mortality pinned to drought, climate change, the U.S. Drought Monitor, a partnership between the National Drought Mitigation Center at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reports that more than 60 million Americans are currently affected by drought conditions. A multi-agency webinar discussing the status of the drought and response efforts in the region was held Tuesday, hosted by the National Integrated Drought Information System. Webinar featured remarks from USDA and Interior Department officials and an update from NOAA Administrator Richard Spinard, who said the lingering drought cost the U.S. $63 billion annually, in addition to multi-billion-dollar losses from wildfires. It's a crisis that Spinard says will only worsen, citing the 1 in 1,000 year June heat wave as climate change exacerbates and the frequency, duration, and intensity of the drought. David Simmerall, a climatologist with the Western Regional Climate Center, blamed an overall lack of precipitation and rising temperatures on top of 20 years of drought in the West for creating the current crisis. Lake Mead, Nevada, on June 28th, an aerial view of drought's effect at Hemingway Harbor, Lake Mead, which is at its lowest level in history since it was filled 85 years ago, Monday, June 28th at 2021. The ongoing drought has made a severe impact on Lake Mead and a milestone in the Colorado River's crisis. High temperatures, increased contractual demands for water, and diminishing supply are shrinking the flow into Lake Mead. Lake Mead is the largest reservoir in the United States, stretching 112 miles long, a shoreline of 759 miles, a total capacity of 28,255,000 acres per foot, and a maximum depth of 532 feet. Alan J. Shubin, Los Angeles Times via Getty Images, above normal temperatures are predicted to continue for the west and northern plains through the fall, with below normal precipitation modestly favored for the last season as well. John Goshilak of the National Weather Service Climate Prediction Center also noted that La Nina climate conditions could also reemerge in the autumn and winter months of 2021 to 2022. Plague discovered in 6 Colorado counties after 10-year-old dies. LA Plata County, Colorado, KDVR, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, says there have been laboratory-confirmed reports of plague in animals and fleas from 6 counties. That's terrifying. One of the 6 counties with confirmed plague is La Plata County, where a 10-year-old resident died from causes associated with the plague. How terrible and sad is that, guys? Laboratory testing has since confirmed the presence of plague in a sample of fleas collected in the county, according to CDPHE. A spokesperson for CDPHE said the other 5 counties where the plague was detected are San Miguel, El Paso, Boulder, Herfano, and Adam. Plague kills 10-year-old in La Plata County. CDPHE said that plague is caused by bacteria that can be transmitted to humans by the bites of infected fleas or by direct contact with infected animals. If detected early in infection, plague is treatable in both people and pets. Symptoms include the sudden onset of high fever and or swollen lymph nodes, according to CDPHE. In Colorado, we expect to have fleas test positive for plague during the summer months. Awareness and precautions can help prevent the disease in people. While it's rare for people to contract plague, we want to make sure everyone knows the symptoms. The disease is treatable if caught early. Let a medical provider know if you think you have some symptoms of plague or if you think you've been exposed, said Jennifer House, Deputy State Epidemiologist and Public Health Veterinarian for the CDPHE. Here are some helpful tips from the CDPHE to avoid fleas. Protect pets with a veterinary-approved flea treatment and keep them on a leash and out of wild rodent habitats. Stay out of areas where wild rodents live. If you enter areas inhabited by wild rodents, wear insect repellent and tuck your pant cuffs into your socks to prevent flea bite. Avoid all contact with wild rodents, including squirrels. Do not feed or handle them. Do not touch sick or dead animals. Prevent rodent infestations around your house by clearing plants and materials away from outside walls, reducing access to food items, and setting traps. Consult with a professional pest control company to treat the area around your home for fleas. Contact a veterinarian if your pet becomes ill with a high fever and or an abscess, i.e. open sore or swollen lymph nodes. Pets with plague can transmit the illness to humans. Children should be aware of these precautions and know to tell an adult if they have had contact with a wild animal or were bitten by fleas. Thousands rescued and over 100 dead after monsoon downpours flood western India. Heavy monsoon downpours led to over 100 deaths in western India this week, and the weather pattern over the next few weeks could continue to keep the region at risk of dangerous flooding and landslides. Rescue teams traveled through floodwater and debris on Saturday as the search for more survivors continued. According to Reuters, the death toll in the region as a result of the monsoon conditions grew to at least 125 on Saturday. 54 deaths were a result of just 4 landslides that occurred in the Ragod and Ratnagari districts on Thursday and Friday, local time, the Associated Press reported. A man wearing an oxygen mask is helped on a wheelchair through floodwaters in Kolhapura in the western Indian state of Maharashtra, Friday, July 23rd, 2021. Well, that's nice that someone helped him. Landslides triggered by heavy monsoon rains hit parts of western India, killing more than 30 people and leading to the overnight rescue of more than 1,000 other people trapped by floodwaters, officials said Friday. AP photo, which I'll try and add. According to the government in the western state of Maharashtra, 90,000 people were rescued from the areas affected by flooding. Some residents that survived were able to be rescued by standing on rooftops and buses that were stopped on highways. About 40 people are still trapped. The possibility of rescuing them alive is thin as they've been trapped in mud for more than 36 hours, an anonymous official told Reuters. Over the past week, 72 inches of rain were reported from Mahabaleshwar, located on top of the Western Ghats mountain range in western Maharashtra. According to AccuWeather senior meteorologist Jim Andrews, this rain likely played a role in the deadly flooding and landslides that ended the weekend in western India. This torrential rain here and elsewhere along the mountains would have sent sheets of runoff cascading downhill to the coast, he said. This likely accounts for flood reports out of western Maharashtra. Deadly typhoon threatens strategic Chinese oil hub. The Infa typhoon, which caused devastating flooding in parts of China this week, claiming at least 33 lives, is expected to make landfall this weekend in a key area hosting some of the largest Chinese refineries and oil storage tanks. Infa caused torrential rains and floods in the Chinese province of Henan earlier this week. Subway cars were flooded in flash floods in the capital city of the province of Zhengzhou. 12 people were killed in a flooded subway line after being trapped for hours. That's terrible. Thousands of people in Henan, one of the most populous provinces in China, have been displaced. The Infa typhoon, now expected to make landfall in the province of Xinjiang during the weekend, a coastal province home to some of China's newest and largest oil refineries and numerous bunkering docks. Earlier this week, Zhoushan, the island in the Xinjiang province, halted bunker operations ahead of the expected landfall of the Infa typhoon on Sunday, Argus reported. Apart from major ship refueling operations, the Xinjiang province is also home to Xinjiang Petroleum and Chemicals' newest oil complex in Zhoushan. The Zhenhai refinery, owned by Sinopec, is also close to the path of the typhoon. On Friday, China activated its second highest alert due to the Infa typhoon, issuing an orange alert for the storm now expected to make landfall between Sunday afternoon and Monday morning in the province of Xinjiang. According to some weather forecasts, Infa could cause catastrophic flooding in China on Sunday, including one of the largest cities and financial centers in China, Shanghai. Before landing in China, the typhoon is expected to bring inclement weather into some islands in Japan. Infa is the first major typhoon to hit the eastern parts of China this year during the peak typhoon season from July to September. Freak Brazilian cold snap damages coffee crops. Prices expected to climb. A serious cold snap has hit Brazil's coffee belt, pushing temperatures below freezing in a matter of mere minutes, seriously jeopardizing next year's crops and damaging countless coffee trees. In addition to hurting the coffee industry, it's also a big blow for those who insist that man-made global warming is causing rising temperatures across the planet. On the morning of July 20th, temperatures in Brazil's biggest coffee growing regions dropped below freezing, registering a negative 1.2 degrees Celsius or 29 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the coldest temperatures seen in Minas Gerais, the country's biggest producing state, since 1994. Brazil is the world's biggest coffee producer thanks to its climate's particular stability to bean production. Good old bean production. In response to the frost, coffee prices surged by almost 13% to reach a 6.5-year high. The effect will also be felt next year as coffee trees are on a 2-year cycle, and many of those affected were expected to produce more next season. One local coffee producer, Mario Alverjaga, told Reuters, "I've never seen something like that. We knew it would be cold, we were monitoring, but temperatures suddenly went several degrees down when it was already early morning. The frost blackened the crops." Man, I've worked in temperatures of like negative 45 degrees Celsius. These guys are complaining about -1. I know it's Brazil and it's coffee, but wow, they'd be like, could you imagine them in the climate I've worked in? Coffee trees are known for being highly sensitive to frost, which kills their leaves. A severe frost could kill them completely. Some farmers expect they will need to take their trees out completely and replant. Coffee farmer Arton Goncalves said he thinks he'll have to take out 80,000 trees as they are burned to the bottom. Wow, that's crazy. He said that when he got in his truck that morning and an ice sensor went off, he thought something was wrong with the system. However, once he made his way to the farm, he found the crops and the roofs of the buildings were covered in ice. He estimates that his production next year will fall to 1,500 bags from 5,500 bags. Frosts were also reported in Sao Paulo. Exporters initially said they believed that next year's harvest could drop by as much as 1 to 2 million bags, but a source told Reuters that a trader of global agricultural commodities told them that figures now looks like it's too optimistic, with the real numbers expected to be nearly double that. The Brazilian exporter Goxup, meanwhile, has said it is expecting a reduction of 4.5 million bags on its initial projections of 2022 of nearly 70 million bags. The frost comes after severe drought impacted coffee crops. This is the second major blow for coffee growers recently, who also suffered through a severe drought that left their fields parched and depleted the reservoirs they used for irrigation. Forecasters expect the La Nina weather patterns that delay much needed rainfall to return, which means the drought could worsen. Particularly hard-hit areas included Manaus and Sao Paulo, who saw the production of Arabic coffee drop significantly. Arabica? I'm not a coffee drinker. Soil moisture there is now at 20%, which is well below the 60% they need for crop development. These are the beans favored by Starbucks. Meanwhile, the Robusta beans used by Nestle for Nescafe instant coffee are also seeing lower productivity this season, just as demand has risen due to the pandemic. All of this means consumers should expect to pay more for coffee at supermarkets and coffee shops. Well, that figures. Some experts have said next year could be the worst high yield cycle in decades. With another cold front expected in the later parts of next week and parts of Australia and Africa also being hit with historic lows recently, it's going to be hard for climate change alarmists to argue that everything that happens in agriculture is related to man-made global warming. Seems to me, guys, a lot of things are being blamed on man-made global warming lately. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. God bless you guys. I hope you and your family are safe. Please pray for everybody who is against us. That includes Chelsea, Truth I Seek, Perry, all those people. Please pray that God comes into their hearts, shows them the light into their minds and their hearts, because these people need to be prayed for, guys. They need to have their eyes opened up, and all these people that have been viciously attacking our channel, our family, please pray for them. I know it's hard, guys, really hard. It would, but we gotta pray for them, and of course pray for your family, pray for your loved ones, and I just pray for all of you, and I hope everybody makes it through this safe and sound. God bless you all, and I will see all you guys tomorrow. Amen and amen. Oh, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. God bless.